Hello, my name is Dr. Bindu Ranat, and today's presentation is about professors and persistence, challenges and road to recovery. As we all are aware that COVID-19 pandemic has affected all aspects of our lives, including the higher education sector. Professors in particular have been affected as they have had to adapt to online teaching along with students, of course, and deal with the challenges of remote learning. This has been a challenge not only for students but also for professors as well. I would say more for professors. So at this time, many professors have shown a lot of persistence and resilience, and they also have found ways to recover and thrive. So first of all, we are going to talk about the challenges that we all have faced. So one of the biggest challenges that professors have faced during the pandemic is the sudden shift to online teaching. Many professors have luckily learned how to use this new technology and adapt their teaching methods to suit the online environment. This has been particularly difficult for professors who are used to teaching in a traditional classroom setting, and they love it the way it was earlier. But now with pandemic and everything going online, things changed. So the lack of that in-person interaction with students has gone a little way too far for some of them and has been a challenge, as it can be more difficult to engage students and monitor their progress. Another challenge that professors have faced during the pandemic is the technical issues and the access to technology. Also, maintaining student engagement and motivating them to do their work was one of the biggest challenges as well. So there was definitely difficulty in adapting to the course content and assessments, which completely moved online. Grading to teaching to exams, everything was moved online. So definitely some professors were easy in adapting to new technology, but others were not. Their teaching methods did not suit the online teaching environment at all. So this lack of in-person interaction with students has been a hurdle in engaging these students and monitoring their progress, how well they are doing, what problems they are facing. So some of the professors were not able to get that. Another challenge that the professors in higher education faced was disruption to research and academic work. They also faced a lot of problems in balancing their teaching with other responsibilities. So many research projects have been put on hold, and professors have had to find new ways to conduct research remotely. And this has been particularly difficult for professors who rely on access to labs and other research facilities. There was increased workload due to online teaching and additional responsibilities. It was hard for some of the professors to also look at some of the work they had to do, additional work they had to do. So there was difficulty in balancing teaching with research, administrative work, and personal life. Another thing that the professors thought it was challenging for them was addressing the needs of diverse student population. So while addressing the needs of diverse students, because there are some colleges which are community colleges, and we have diverse population there. We have older students who have not been in college for a longer time. We have students who are facing a lot of financial difficulties. So we have different kinds of students who all were not able to get into that technological shift from what we were doing. So inequities in access to technology and internet, and it affected so many students. Maybe some students were able to get it, but others were not. Then accommodating students with disabilities or who really require special accommodations was another challenge that professors faced. So also supporting those international students who were not that technologically savvy or who had some language barriers. So addressing their language barriers was also one of the challenges. Along with this increased the mental health and well-being problems in professors and students as well. So this increased stress and burnout, was seen among students and among professors during the pandemic. Everybody was trying to deal with this, but then it did affect people's mental health. So it was significantly affected by the pandemic, and this increased stress and burnout due to the sudden changes and additional workload resulted in lack of social support and isolation. So this, and sometimes, like I said, some institutions were not available for those students or those professors who were suffering from this mental health or well-being to really help them out. So the professors in higher education definitely faced these significant changes during the pandemic, and it was definitely challenging, and it is essential, and it became essential to recognize and address these challenges for us in higher education to make the education experience for students better. After the pandemic, there came other challenges as well, which we are going to discuss now. By COVID-19 pandemic, professors have shown remarkable resilience and persistence during this pandemic. So many professors found new ways to engage their students and continue their research remotely, using digital tools, learning new technology, and using platforms to stay connected with their colleagues and students. Professors have used social media to connect with students and their colleagues. There are some professors who have used these online tools to create interactive and engaging online lectures, including quizzes, interactive videos, and group discussions. Others have used social media to connect with their students and colleagues, creating online groups where they can share resources, share ideas, and support. So basically, the professors did try to do everything possible so that they can make the learning experience really good for students. So they incorporate personalized learning approaches, self-paced learning modules, project-based learning, competency-based assessments. So they did have to make some changes, but they definitely tried to do all this so that the experience could be better. Professors have shown resilience in finding new ways to conduct research, including collaborating with colleagues, leveraging online resources, rethinking their research methodologies. And despite some of the limitations that was imposed during all this pandemic and whatever was happening, they have contributed to their fields, publishing their research papers, presenting their works in virtual conferences. So overall, professors did work towards providing students with more control over their learning to improve their engagement and motivation, and that have contributed in our research work, in our academic work, and by exploring new research ideas. So instead of just being what they were doing earlier, they have just improved and innovated and added some new technologies and new topics so that they can be done better in these challenging times. Also, collaboration and networking became one of the most important things that the professors had to learn. So they definitely, collaborated with colleagues to share resources and exchange best practices. They participated in many professional development opportunities, attended conferences, engaged with professional associations to stay up to date with the latest trends and above all the best practices in this field, so that they can help their students do better. One of the other challenges that the professors faced was how to give the students the best experience and how to understand their students better so that they can engage students, because there were other problems we were facing, not only just the teaching, not only just going online, but also students started disengaging. The students started ghosting their professors. So the best strategies that we could have used, or what we could have done for students, was something that we really needed to work on, and the professors did work on it, and we can still work on it, because there are some people who have overcome pandemic situation, but there are still people who are dealing with loss of someone, loss of their job, houses, the people around them. So they're still not up to their learning, up to the environment that we saw before pandemic. So it is important for professors and educators to use some strategies, so that if the students are going through difficult times and if they are having some issues, how we can engage those ghosting students. So we have to show empathy. We have to acknowledge that students may be going through a tough time, and we have to offer support and resources to help them whichever way we can. They have to know that there is someone who is there to help them. We have to be flexible. We have to understand that students may need more time to complete assignments, or may need to take a break from school altogether. So those are some of the things that we have to understand. We have to give them some kind of flexibility somewhere if they are disengaging, or if they are ghosting us completely. So we need to communicate effectively. We need to provide clear and regular communication to let students know that they are not alone and that their needs are being considered. They are being heard. We are there to help them. Also, we definitely need to create a safe and inclusive environment, because by fostering an inclusive environment where students feel safe and supported, they can share their concerns and can seek help. Now, the other problems that we face as educators are, student disengagement. Like I said, students have started ghosting us. They have completely gone off track, or they sometimes disappear. We don't know where they are. So these are some of the problems that we are facing. And the other one, like I said, ghosting, they completely disappear. We don't know where they are. Either they're not engaging, or they're just completely leaving you alone on your own. So student ghosting has become one of the biggest problems, and this is one of the challenges we are facing now after pandemic. We did try to do our best in pandemic, but now the student ghosting has become a bigger problem after that. So why are students engaging in or disengaging, or they are ghosting us? Maybe there is a lack of interest in the course material. They don't like it. They have difficulty in the course material. They don't feel a connect with instructor and other students. And again, they have some problems or challenging that is interfering their learning, and this inability to connect with course and material in the real world application. Students who do not see the relevance of the course material to their lives or future careers may become disengaged because they cannot see the value in what they are learning, and the materials is not keeping them, or they don't see themselves progressing and keep up to their peers. So they start disengaging, they start not coming to class, and even when you try to talk to them or try to send them messages or try to connect with them, they completely just they just ghost you. They don't reply to your messages, they don't reply to your emails. The students who are dealing with personal problems or challenges such as health issues, financial stress, or family problems may become disengaged as well from classroom because they are unable to focus on their studies. So these are some of the problems we see that students ghost us for. So how can we engage students, or even before we engage the students, how can we find why the students are disengaging, why the students are not able to do their work? There could be multiple reasons that the student is no longer interested in that course. He feels that, okay, I'm just wasting my time. There is nothing I can get out of this course, or are not able to relate to their learning, that they don't see value in what they are learning. They find the material too hard, or they're not able to understand it. They also feel they don't belong where they are. They don't connect with their peers, they don't connect with their professors, and they feel they're out of place and they think they don't belong in college. Also, one of the biggest reasons is that most of the students are working also. They're doing jobs. Some of them are doing 2 jobs at a time, so they are overwhelmed with balancing their work and school. So this is one of the problems. So the research states that about ghosting, and according to National Center for Student Equity in Higher Education, ghosting places an academic and financial burden on these students, and that's why universities are, they day by day they see a reduction in their publicized success rates. So these non-participating students, or they call it NPE, non-participating enrollment, is the leading indicator of student attrition and non-completion. So they are not engaging, they're completely leaving it, or they're just ghosting you completely. They just don't want to engage. So how can we spot student disengagement before it's too late, before students completely start ghosting us? How can we act together or act before they start disappearing altogether? What we can do? The first thing that we can do is we have to monitor. It should be our goal, it should be our responsibility to monitor attendance and participation in class activities. Students who are consistently missing classes or do not participate in class activities, that is one of the indicators that they are disengaged. They are not doing any work, or they are not involved in class. Observe any changes in behavior. Sometimes students are really good in week 1, week 2, and then come week 3, week 4, and they are completely off track. So changes in behavior such as lack of engagement in class discussions, decreased participation. Earlier they were doing work, but now it has completely decreased or completely gone. Or there's a decline in quality work, or maybe they're not producing what we were expecting of them. So this is one of the signs of disengagement. We need to monitor their grades and academic performance, because declining grades or poor academic performance may be sign of disengagement as well. Also, the most important thing that we have to do is we have to communicate regularly with students. Regular communication with students can help one spot the signs of disengagement. We need to ask the students how they're doing, if they have any questions or concerns, or if there is anything we can do to help them succeed. So how to act before they start completely disappearing altogether? Communication is the key. Communicate regularly with students to offer support, guidance, and resources to help them succeed. It's important to take proactive steps to student disengagement before it becomes a more serious problem. So keep track of students. Is it a pattern or one-time occurrence? Did he miss just one assignment, or he's missing all the assignments altogether? Are they participating? Are they being quiet? Not turning in any assignments? So don't wait. When we see all these signs in a students that they're doing it, do not wait. We have to intervene immediately. Don't wait another week or two to see if the student gets back to normal. The first sign of disengagement or first sign of student disappearing from the class should be an alarm for us. Okay, this is the time to take an action. So we need to intervene immediately, not to wait too long. We need to do our best to let the students know that we are here to help. Provide them personal experiences and some strategies. Engage them by tailoring the learning experience to their interest, their learning style, or their background. So let them know that you are not there to scare them out, but to help them. Be persistent, keep reaching out to the students, but also respect their boundaries and privacy. Some students just completely, if you call them or text them too much, they just completely, block you. They don't want to be, called or reached out by anyone from the school and college. So we have to respect their privacy as well. Involve the school's support system. If you are not able to get hold of your student, maybe you can go to the student advisors, the counselors, student services, so that we can provide some additional support that a student is looking for. And as we all know, persistence pays off. It's not that we are working or we are doing this, it's not going to help us. It definitely helps. So always make sure we are establishing the expectations for participation. We are making connection with the assignments. We are not just giving them assignments which they cannot they cannot connect with. They cannot make any connection with their coming life or whatever they would be doing in their future. So they should be able to make that kind of connection with their learning. Make learning experience varied, active and collaborative learning, and showing the students that you care. That's most important. And these times, these difficult times, there's still times are difficult, so they definitely have to know and understand that we really care about them. So that support is required. Providing feedback and support to students can improve their academic performance and increase their engagement in class. Like a study published by Journal of Education Psychology found that students who receive feedback on their writing assignments were more likely to revise their work and improve their writing skills. So yeah, we can always make them understand that we are there to help and we are there to care. We also have to understand that since things have changed, we have been online for more than 2-3 years now. So the long lectures are out. We cannot be just standing there in the class and giving like a 40-minute lecture straight out of a topic and then expecting students to do good. No, we have to adapt to new technologies. We know that these days the attention span of students is really less. They cannot concentrate more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So just start making those small videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's their attention span. If they see there's a 30-minute video posted by a professor, they will not even open it. So they are into micro courses, micro lectures. This is a TikTok and Instagram generation, they don't have that much of attention time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, that's it. So be creative in creating those kinds of course contents. Then be proactive in your outreach to students. Check in early and check often. Students want connection, and they want the connection that whatever they're learning, it's connected to their future or the things that they would be doing in their career. And then of course some opportunities, some mentorship is definitely going to help them be engaged in college. And here are some of the strategies for engaging the ghosting students. So make ghost hunting a priority. Of course, we are not ghost hunters, but we have to definitely hunt our students for some time, and hopefully it'll pay off. Add interactive technologies and tools. Let students know you care. And when that doesn't work, seek out social support. You can ask your peers, you can ask the student advisors, student services to help. Intervene. Weekly persistent meeting will determine non-participating students, so maybe we can have some meetings with other our department and look for those students who are not participating and what are the strategies other professors are doing, so that you can just engage that way so that you can help your students. Reach out to students, send personalized messages to the students, letting them know that you are concerned about their absences, and offer them support when they feel like when they feel there is a sense of belongingness that can help student feel more connected and engaged in classroom. So use multiple channels, send messages to various channels such as email, phone calls, or even social media to increase the chances of reaching the students. Collaborate with faculty who have been, who have the same students, and see, what kind of behavior they had. Invite the student to one-on-one office hours or conferences, because there are some studies published in College Journal of student development. They found that students who reported feeling a strong sense of community with professors and on campus, they were likely to be engaged in academic and extra activities more than the students who did not. Most important, don't give up. We are professors, and we have to help our students. So, and despite how tiring it is, don't give up. Giving up means that ghosts will haunt our classes forever. So we really don't want our students to ghost us. We want our students to be successful, and by applying these strategies, we can definitely create an environment of engaging students more. Of course, we have faced a lot of challenges, but we have came out of it successful, and now it is more essential to recognize and address these challenges for all of us, for the professors, and for the success of students. So providing support and sources would definitely help students and professors in the road to recovery and be successful. We definitely want to be supported, and students definitely want to be supported. So that's what we all should be doing, and hopefully if we try to engage students this way, we will create a greater learning experience for them in higher education. So by understanding the causes of the student disengagement and taking proactive steps to prevent it, educators can help students succeed and achieve their academic goals. Thank you so much.